Read a smile behind my mask. How long will it last? Stimulus going fast. Government won't act. How long will this be going on?
Aloha, this is Skye, your soulful progressive with FNN-Feminist News Network. That Feminist News, that's right for you. Welcome to Skye in the Avapui Room on Valentine's Day. That's right, yes indeed. Now, what is it I want to tell? Oh, remember to tell your friends to like and subscribe. Hit that link below and you could see more of my videos. So what is it I want to talk to you about today? What is really going on Valentine's Day? There are 1 billion women rising. That's right. Standing up for equality and against domestic violence. During COVID, domestic violence in America has risen almost double. This is ugly. And a lot of women are stuck with their abusers. Now, during Valentine's, you might want to think of flowers. You might even want to think about your favorite cherries or candles or even cheap chocolates. But no need when you consider the women out there that are suffering. Now, we're going to take a look at what Democracy Now! Says in regards to 1 billion women rising and the importance of it that's going on today. And then I'm going to give you one of my special poems. All right, let's take a look.
Is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The Quarantine Report. I'm Amy Goodman. In what's being called the pandemic within the pandemic, domestic violence has soared across the globe over the last year. Time magazine recently reported domestic violence increased 300% in Hubei, China, 25% in Argentina, 30% in Cyprus, 33% in Singapore, and 50% in Brazil. The American Journal of Emergency Medicine reports domestic violence has also spiked across the U.S. It's up 22% in Portland, Oregon, 18% in San Antonio, over 10% in New York, as people can be trapped with their batterers at home. This Sunday marks Valentine's Day, as well as V-Day, Global Day of Action to fight violence against women and girls.
Supported, initiated, and driven by the vagina monologues. And I think this year we all decided we needed to go further, we needed to go deeper. Something more is being called for, and I've been doing deep reflection about my life as a white woman playwright and activist, and fully aware of the depth of my privilege and access to networks and resources that have helped to produce my work. And I believe this is the moment where we need to uplift and be in deepest solidarity with Black women, cis women, trans women, non-binary people across the African continent and African diaspora. And we need to share our networks and resources that will bring their voices into the center of our movement.
And just giving a little background, you're the youngest poet to have ever become the New Yorican Poets Cafe Grand Slam champion at the age of 19 in 2007. And that's just way back then. But you're doing remarkable things. And I was wondering if you can describe the Voice Project.
Yeah, so we also know that for every Black woman who reports rape, at least 15 Black women do not. 1 in 4 Black girls will be sexually abused before the age of 18. So these statistics, we can go down the list and see the impact that sexual violence and harm and abuse has had on Black women primarily, but on women across the world. Voices is a project that for us, we're deeply invested in how do we interrogate the interior landscapes of people and their relationship, not just to violence, but to liberation and freedom. How does art become critical in the ways that we imagine the world we want to see, and to start to practice, to actively engage people beyond just speaking and telling the truth, but also showing and demonstrating what active listening looks like, how we show up for those who are speaking, how we engage, and how we show compassion and collective care in this moment. I want to say that I think the biggest thing that really impacted me last year, while there was an uprising around George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, was a story about a Tallahassee activist, a Black girl, Nigerian Black American woman named Oluwatoyin Salau, who was assaulted and murdered, seeking protection and seeking shelter. I think that Say Her Name was born out of a necessity in a moment where media was hyper-focused on the violence and the ways that police violence was showing up in our communities around Black men and the stories of Black men. Say Her Name is a campaign that was created to support the voices of Black women all over the country, but particularly around state violence and the ways that state violence is also impacting us, not just through policing, but also through reproductive rights and issues that we're facing in our maternal mortality, right? Also in the ways that we suffer from housing inequality, the ways that climate change impacts our communities, that we recognize that saying her name is not in an effort to combat the names or to resist the notion that our brothers' names need to be stated, but that also our Black women are on the front lines of often most of the violence that our communities see. And so therefore we must lift up the memories and the stories of those directly impacted by this violence.
And I think with everything with patriarchy, it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back. It's persistent, ongoing virus that we're up against. But I think there has been change. And I just want to say about this year, our theme this year is 1 billion rising gardens. And it's been incredible to see how it's amplifying the intersectional issues of women's inequality, impact on food insecurity, land ownership, and lack of access to health care, as well as the long-term effects of extractive industries on the destruction of Mother Earth and other basic rights for frontline and marginalized communities. And I want to urge everybody to go to 1billionrising.org. There are incredible things going on right now. Just everywhere on the globe, our 60 global coordinators have unleashed vast grassroots, regionally and national actions. We're seeing them dig deep into their communities, seed distribution, seed banks, exchanges in India and Congo and the Philippines.
I know you saw that. Now, this thing is serious. Now, in regards to a special poem for Women Rising, I want to do Skye's very first poem. I thought I'd be a Hallmark writer, and I wrote this poem. If I had a day, what would I do with one? I would save it, hug it, give it away, give it to someone I love. And what do I give to you? The awareness of 1 billion women rising and the awareness of domestic violence in America that needs to stop and that we need to do something more. There should be extra put out on these stimulus packages to go toward women then help them, because a lot of the times when they are calling these abuse centers, they want them to leave and leave everything they got behind. And this is a big reason with evictions and things going on. This is a big reason why a lot of these women cannot leave their situations, because they can't afford a storage or somewhere to put what they consider valuable. And you want them to feel like, well, if you're battered so damn bad, you can just drop every damn thing. No, that is wrong. They shouldn't have to. And that's why we need to create women's shelters that allows them to bring their stuff, their belongings, help them with a storage so they can quickly move on with their life. Because if they have less of this stuff and they got to build it all over again, it'll take longer and they're more dependent on that shelter that's making money off of them. Oh, don't let me get deep. I always do. You know. So, instead of waiting for somebody to send you some Valentines in the mail, get woke to 1 billion women rising. And if you agree with me that that's the best type of Valentines to celebrate, indeed, check it out on YouTube. Go to 1 billion FNN-Feminist and the Me Too movement and check out everything you need to know so you don't have to celebrate your Valentines alone. All right. So if you agree with me, leave those comments below and let me know at FeministNewsN@gmail.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and the Facebook page. And remember, I'm that Soulful Progressive one on Twitter, got that rant of the day on Blogger, and I am that. And I'm no longer that one-woman team, but I got the news crew. Thanks for joining indeed. All right. Now, if you got a story you need me to do, let me know and we'll go. So I also have PayPal, me, and Venmo. Email me and we'll hook that up. All right. Or just click on the PayPal me link on my YouTube channel. Or remember, in this era, you're going to have to participate so you can understand the degradation of women all over this place. Happy Valentine's, ladies. Peace.
See the smile behind my mask, how long will it last? Stimulus going fast, government won't act, how long will this be going on? I'm standing here in line.